Before we start, this is actually my first video in English. My channel has always been in Russian, but I wanted to try something different. So yeah, my English might not be perfect, but the message matters more than that. And if you're here right now, maybe this video I found you for a reason. So let's talk. You're not living your own life, and the worst part is, you probably don't even realize it. Everything you call your choice, the way you think, the goals you chase, the life you're trying to build, a lot of it has shaped for you before you even questioned it. School tells you who to be. Social media shows you what success is supposed to look like. People around you, friends, family, strangers, quietly push you into certain directions. And without even noticing, you start following a path that feels normal, but never really felt like yours. Have you ever had that feeling? Like, everything is fine, but something's off. Like, you're moving forward, but not really going anywhere that matters to you. That's not laziness. That's no lack of discipline. That's what it feels like to live a life that doesn't belong to you. Because the truth is, most people never stop to ask themselves a simple question: what do I actually want? Not what looks good, not what gets approval, not what makes sense on paper, but what you want deep, without filters. And the reason most people avoid that question is because it's uncomfortable. It forces you to realize a lot of your decisions weren't really yours. It forces you to admit that you might be building a life you don't even want to live. And that realization, it's heavy, because if the path you're on isn't yours, then where does it lead? And how much time have you already spent walking in the wrong direction? That's the part no one likes about it. So instead, they stay busy. They distract themselves, they keep going, not because they want to, but because stopping will mean facing the truth. But at some point, you feel it, maybe late at night, when everything gets quiet, when there's nothing left to distract you. That small voice in your head starts asking questions you've been avoiding. Is this really what I want? Is this really my life? And you don't always have an answer, and that's scary, because once you start questioning things, you can't go back to not knowing. You start seeing it everywhere, in the routines that feel empty, and the goals that don't excite you anymore, in the version of yourself that you've been trying so hard to become. And slowly you realize you've been playing a role that was given to you, a script you never wrote. And the hardest part is not realizing that. The hardest part is what comes after, because now you have a choice. You can ignore it, keep going, stay comfortable, live the same life everyone's living, or you can stop. And stopping sounds simple, but it's not, because it means uncertainty. It means not having answers. It means letting go of things that once felt important. It means starting over. And starting over is terrifying, because there is no clear path. No guarantees. No approval waiting for you. Just you, figuring out things for the first time. But here's the thing. Your life doesn't start when everything is figured out. It starts the moment you decide to be honest with yourself. The moment you stop chasing what you're supposed to want and start exploring what actually feels real to you. And yeah, at first it's messy. You won't have clear goals. You won't feel confident. You might even feel lost. But for the first time, you're not lost in someone else's direction. You're just searching. And that's different, because there's something powerful about that moment, when you realize that your life is still yours to shape. That it's not too late. That you're not stuck. That you don't have to keep living the same story. You can change direction. You can question everything. You can build something that actually feels like you. But only if you're willing to face the truth. Only if you're willing to pause and ask yourself the question most people avoid their entire lives. What do I really want? And maybe you won't have an answer right away. That's okay, because the moment you start asking that question, you already step out of the life that wasn't yours, and into one that could be. So don't ignore that feeling. Don't drown it with distractions. Because if you keep going the way you are, you might wake up one day and realize you lived an entire life that never truly felt like yours. And that's a regret you cannot fix later. But right now, you still can. So stop for a second, be honest, and ask yourself, are you really living your life? Or just the one you were given? And if this made you think, even for a moment, then maybe it's time to change something. Not everything at once. Just one step, one honest decision. Because your life doesn't start someday, it starts the moment you choose it. And if this meant something to you, consider subscribing. There's more like this coming, so stay with me.